It is just getting started. The only thing constant in life is change. And there was a Greek philosopher, Heraclitus, who spoke on change often in his philosophies. One of his famous quotes being, "No man steps in the same river twice." Ultimately meaning water continues to flow. And even if it is the same location, there are new waters and new territories that we are going into. Hi, welcome to the Hartfelt podcast. I'm your intuitively guided host, Cleo Hart. It is 4:20 in the morning on the 3/3 March 3rd portal, full moon eclipse. Spirit said, get up and record. So here I go. I wanted to talk about transitions today because it's very important for where we are in today, with everything that's going on, all of the cosmo energy if you follow astrology, all of the political energy if you follow those things. Everything is changing in this particular instance, and one way or another, everyone is experiencing a transition. I've experienced transition. Many people around me have been experiencing transition, and we are being called to pivot quickly. So, what does that mean? Typically come in a time where, you could be in a transition from your job. You could be in a transition from a marriage. You could be in a transition moving wise from one state to the next, one street to the next. Whatever transitions happen, and there are no way to avoid them. Before we fully go into the topic, let's get grounded and centered. Take a deep breath with me. Feel yourself in the space that you are in. Gracious God and divine counsel, we come to you collectively, thanking you for this time and this message, and being in the right place at the right time for this message to come across whomever screens they may be experiencing this. I ask that I decrease so that you may increase. Allow my sight to be clear, my ears and hearing to be clear, my speaking and my words to come across clearly so that it is received in love and light and at the highest. Ashe and amen. So I just got laid off. And shit has been moving since then. Okay? Shit has been moving all year. So backstory. This is a big transition for me. I been with the company this would have been my 7th year. If we know anything about 7. 7 really is the number of completion and moving forward. Okay, this has been done. You have learned what you needed to learn in this space. Now it's time on to the next. A little numerology. So I've been with the company for 7 years, and my last year was very okay, time for me to get out this corporate shit for real. Maybe it's time for me to start really preparing this ministry in a way that will not only sustain me, my lifestyle, but show that I am serious about my work. I'm serious about work that I'm doing and transformation, spiritual healing. I'm serious about my gifts, my calling. I've been so protective of them. I've been so cautious with them. And I just believe that it would do a disservice to God not to use them at their fullest potential, because that's what we're here to do, live the shit all the way out, right? Full out, all out. That's what we're here to do. So when we started this year, 2026, it was heavily imparted on my spirit, do not start this year in that environment, because the last team I was on just made everything an issue. Don't ask questions, but in my interview, I told you that I am an inquisitive person, and if it don't make sense, I'm going to ask questions, and their systems didn't make sense, and they didn't like that I asked questions because it's supposed to be organized. This is corporate. What are we talking about? But neither here nor there. That year really just showed me, like, my other positions was pretty cushy. It was chill, and to that environment, I learned so much more about ministry. I got to connect with churches and organizations that help the community in different facets. And okay, like, I can really do this. Like, my built a daycare, my papa built a church, and knowing that this is, growing up in the church, we didn't get to see the operations of the church. We was kids, and they kind of a lot of shit. This gave me an opportunity to see how ministry can be done in different facets without it being a quote unquote church. So from the time I started the position, there was one lady, Miss Grenda. Shout out Miss Grenda, because she was retiring the day. She retired last year, and this was my first, year on that team. And she really gave me a lot of game, whether she noticed it or not. And when I would talk to her during like trainings and things like that, she would just say, the big, like, she had done in the 30 plus years she had been with the company. It was crazy. And while I was as I was starting to understand, okay, why God put me in that position, why was I placed there? And then I hadn't been in the office for like 5 years. So, and shit. So the lesson and the blessing in the entire experience. But my immediate supervisor was on some bullshit. They was hating hoes, hating assholes. And I hate this dynamic. It's not in that environment. My previous supervisors on other teams, Black women, were very supportive, prepared me for my next position, got me ready for interviews. And then I get to this team and it's not the same. But I do understand that my energy and my light shines light on the shit that people like to hide. And people don't like to be seen. They don't like to be questioned. I get it. I understand it comes with the territory of the anointing. Got it. As we started to approach the year, I had a meeting with another supervisor. It wasn't my direct supervisor. And she had told me, like, I had been trying to get leave, mental health leave. I was experiencing a lot with my family. We'll get to that later throughout our journey together. Experienced a lot of shit with my family, and on top of the unnecessary stress, because the job was easy. They were just unnecessary, period. And I had been trying to get leave or get the information for the leave that I had. They just made it hard. They wouldn't give me the information. They made it like, oh, you could do this. Oh, I'm going to give you the number. Call the number. It was hard to navigate a lot of that information. And it didn't seem like they wanted to actually guide me or be a supervisor. It didn't give that. Okay. It gave mentorship. It just gave, I'm here to watch for massa, make sure you in line. And before I left, this was right before Christmas, the other supervisor basically told me everything I needed. And I don't know what made her, her decide, okay, let me tell her what she needed to do, give me the steps and instructions on how I can do it, what the benefits look like, really helped me understand and navigate these benefits, because I haven't had to take leave. I didn't have to, in the 7 years I was there, I didn't have to take leave. I used my PTO. And a lot of times my PTO would roll over because I'm working from home. So anyways, put in leave, and it was like, this is when things really started to speed up. And already, we're at the end of the shedding. Shedding is like becoming rapid. Things are starting to speed up at the end of 2025 in general, because we have to, us as a collective, the consciousness is raising. continue to rise, but we have come out of the illusionary state where we just taking a lot of shit that's being told to us, whether it be locally or internationally. We're not just standing for the shit. So things speeding up. I got this information. Spirit said, don't go back. I follow all of my protocols. I really utilize this mental health leave to prepare. And I didn't know what I was preparing for. I just was told to prepare. So I had planned a 6-month, 12-month leave exit strategy on how I was going to leave corporate. Things had started to flow more continually in my manifestations, in my business. It was starting to, like, I have tapped into a level of self-awareness and energetic awareness where I can call things in pretty quickly because of the practice and the work that I've put in to myself. But as I'm going, I'm planning my entire January. I'm taking meetings. I had at the end of 2025, or for my solo return, I had an art show called The Portal. The Portal was an immersive spiritual experience where we had local artists of all sorts. I'm into all form of the arts: healing arts, visual arts, spiritual arts. This is what my ministry stands for and what we offer to our community and such so forth. So I had the Portal art experience. Mind you, 2025 was for me, I was very hopeful throughout the year. It was a lot of inklings because God still gives us signs that we are on the right track, whether it's up to us to be aware and pay attention and pick our head up from whatever it is that we're doing to pay attention to the signs. So God kept giving me signs. I got into an accident in March of last year, and the day before I got into the accident, my car was tripping, and I said, okay, I need to upgrade this vehicle. I just need you to do it with grace and ease. Next day, I got hit by a car gracefully and easily. That was the beginning of this version that you currently see here, and to get this next, to moving into the next cycle or the next phase, whatever. So got into that accident all after I had just got this job. And I got to go in the office now. So I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, dang, we'll do it now. But I understand. I see what you got to do. I see what I have to do in order to get what was being promised in this season. I'm here. I'm trusting. Let go. And at that time, I'm also partnering with another sister who says she was about that life, but wasn't really about that life. And this is not to in any way like I say, it comes with the territory of being anointed. And this is not in any egoic sense, but I am very clear in my communication with people. I say upfront what I'm seeking, upfront what I am planning to do, and everybody, hell or high water, is gonna get done once I publicize it. And if I want to say, okay, here we go, we're doing it, I want to fully immerse myself into the experience that we're doing. And it's not going to always be easy, and no partnership is, but you're going to learn to understand there were so many ebbs and flows with that portal experience and entering into a portal, understanding that I'm a portal because that's what it's called to do. I'm opening a portal. I am shifting an atmosphere, and I am creating a container that will challenge a lot of the frequencies that are being emitted right now, to cause confusion, to make us think that we cannot live or create the lives of our dreams. So I'm combating those energies in different formats. However, the experience, we were strong, had a strong team. And I'm like, okay, I finally got a team of people who really about it, because you about it on your shit. They don't have nothing to do with me. You are serious about your business and your craft, so it's going to go magnifique. It's different when you different from partnering with friends. So I'm like, okay, let's go with this expansion. Then you realize when the calling is greater than their commitment even to their business, people won't stay down when shit go down. What my lesson was in that is not just hiring people who are, because yes, they'll be passionate about their business, but sometimes people aren't passionate about a vision that they're not, like they see the vision, because I'm very clear on delivering what I see. I'm very good at vision casting. So to realize that the calling and the experience will create, because as you are challenging other energies, you will be challenged to see how committed you are to being out the task, completing whatever it is you said you wanted to do. And those that were not, who couldn't, started to remove themselves. Nobody had to be removed. Nobody had to be asked to move. I said nothing. Literally, every time I prayed at a meeting or every time I continued to press forward, I made it clear to everybody, if it's not meant to be, remove anything that will prevent the success of this event moving forward. And they moved themselves out until it was down back. Literally the day of the partner that I went in, first off, the hoe lied. And the hoe said that she couldn't I sent her money. And she said that she was going to go get the canvases for one of our artists that we had their paintings in from Africa. So she was going to go get the canvases, like $240. I'll half. I'm going to send you half of it from whatever money we make from whatever. I'm going to send it to you. Bitch lied. It wasn't only the half that I sent. Why you had to lie? So she got caught up and didn't want to be exposed. So when she got back and returned with those canvases, I never spoke to that young lady again, and she left. She chose to miss out on the entire experience, which ended up being so beautiful. And this is not me because it was mine. I'm going to start releasing the experiences on Solistic Ministries on our Instagram page and things like that. So yes, please follow us. I'll have more there from just like the artists, their work, images, experience the night. It was beautiful. It was literally a portal, and there was change and transformation and healing that took place. It was a divine experience from start to finish. Everything I experience is magical at this point. Like, once stepped into the magic had become a part of my life. And I always knew, even as a kid, that life was this was a magical experience. Spirituality is. That's all it is. And once we realize, like, some people, okay, this is a game. And to me, it is like a land, a forest of different communities or universes, and I just see expansive, which is natural. I am a Sagittarius, so we see big. You know what I'm saying? It's not too big, but we see big. And so I embarked on doing this event. It was just like everything coming from left and right. Our sponsorship guy, he dropped out because he promises he also couldn't keep, and it just was like, okay, God, we hit the last 30 days to the show. And I'm like, the sponsor, he didn't even deliver on the shit that he said he was going to deliver on. He didn't even provide. It was like, why is this happening? And God is like, I told you were opening a portal and you're moving from one timeline to the next. And it's going to be radical, and everybody can go through the actual portal. Like those days it was also the 12, it was during the 12/12 portal. 12 being a number of wholeness, also connected to the Trinity when you break it back down. 6, nurturing energy. It was nurturing and cultivating the life that you want. That is what 12/12, the portal energy was around at that time. And my birthday is 12/11. So, a new journey opened on a new year for myself. And as people just kept wiping themselves away, and we get down to those last few days, I'm like, okay, God, I'm silent. I'm going to stay silent. My partner ain't asked what needed to be done. No, we was only a few days from the experience. And I'm like, okay, God just be what it be. Ended up having to get a U-Haul so that she can go get these canvases. Wasn't in the budget. Wasn't at the end of the day, it was beneficial. And there was a covering even with that. I'm gonna add a picture there. Our U-Haul, the U-Haul that I got, it was the only U-Haul, and it was hard to find U-Hauls. Like all the U-Hauls around was gone, and there was this one place at a gas station that had one U-Haul left. That U-Haul had a picture of one of my ancestors on there. It was a woman who had a light, like maneuvering, maybe the Underground Railroad or something. But anyway, there will be more portals to come, more portal art shows, healing arts experiences to come. Fast forward, and here we are preparing for this new year. Came in, did all the planning, blah, blah, blah. Now go back to work. Going back to work, the day before I went back to work, I had a dream that I was setting up my desk because I said, y'all ain't gonna play on my top. I am an excellent employee. I am excellent at anything the fuck that I do. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it well. Okay. And I'm going there. They going to see me. I'm like, got me outfits for this whole new entry, this emergence. And I'm coming back and I'm like, just to show you how to do your job because you played with me. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to step because you have an issue with my light and I'm tired of dimming it. I'm tired of having to just because other people are insecure. So I'm a big stepper and I was ready to step. Definitely I went back into the office on February 11th. I stepped in that joint like, I had on green because it was just all around me was great. And I had been in a receiving space. Somehow my spirit always like the things that I wear all be in alignment with what I'm attracting. And Nick stepped up in that joint with my green on green, looking serene. And my supervisor was like one of them, she is just the worker bee. And so she offered me. So she didn't really know what she was doing either. So she knew she had to make sure that they didn't pay attention to how much she didn't know what she did, that she didn't know. This is her first time being a supervisor. I don't become a supervisor. Not my business. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, what's up? We have my first day meeting back. She's going over all of the things I accomplished before I left, my scores and I'm like, okay, looking forward to this new bitch knew I was finna get laid off. Bitch, no, she had to, but it didn't matter to me. I was like, okay, God. But before I went in, I'm sorry, back up. The day before I went in, I had a dream that I was setting up my desk and nothing would stick. I'm putting cups like on the table and it's like sliding off. I'm trying to put my pens and they're like rolling off. Nothing would stay on the table. And I was like, okay, God, what does this mean? And mind you, the other supervisor, she playing chess, not checkers, within this motherfucking corporate shit. She has gotten whatever her commitment is with Master. She has gotten a few sisters out. Just randomly were laid off. And she got a promotion. It was something a little, just shit didn't add up. And I saw her when I really saw her. She one of them. And my other supervisor was just me. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, nothing's sticking, guy. We're going to go in there, big stepping. And then the night or the next morning or that day I got a meeting that said something random. Wonder what this is. Woke up very like quiet. Whenever everything inside me is silent, I know that there's something about to happen and shift and take place. And I woke up in just silence, like this internal silence. So she came on and then when we had the meeting, she came in with HR and I said, oh, okay, let us see. They say, okay, I'm just I'm sorry. Really, I didn't have to go this way. No, bitch, you knew. You knew, bitch. You didn't want me. So I could clock out now. Can I clock now? And in previous times, I would have started crying. I would have been like, God, why? Like, what am I supposed to do? I landed in a soft place. I literally had manifested from the Portal Art Show, from the accident, a few other just random abundance manifestations or just gifts from God. I literally had kind of come into a big money off of prayer alone, like not having to really truly. Portal was a big offering. The portal was a big offering to the community, it was free for our community to come in to experience parts of the event. And it was it was for me and on to God, offering to the community, offering to the ancestors, because we need this and we need more spaces for us melanated people where we can grow deeper, grow wider, like grow internally deeper, expand our minds and our territories. And it needs to be seen that there's more ways than just on your knees in church. So that was a big offering. And when it happened, I was just like, okay. I took the mental health leave too. That was another thing that was like smart, prepared. Sis, don't know what you prepare. I'm always divinely protected, and everything that, as long as as the obedience to what I'm hearing and flowing in that the obedience, like, okay, I see it. I think I'm supposed to go this way. I'm just gonna go that way. Well, I got the question because that looked interesting over there. I don't want to get distracted. I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go the way I'm supposed to go. And so I am settled in the okayness after it, and that immediate response was like, okay, I'm gonna be good. And only being thrust into the plan 2026 that I have been sitting in prayer, sitting in meditation, sitting and planning and working on on what needs to be executed and how it needs to be executed. I was being prepared because God always sends us signs. And as long as we are open to receiving them, not hard-headed or resistant to what is clearly evident in front of us that we need to do, we will always reap reward every time. It is in our disobedience and our resistance that we find ourselves lost in the sauce. We find ourselves stuck in hard situations and spaces just because we don't want to be different, see different, or things not the same. But change is what's always going to come. Change always has to come. So I felt like I was prepared for it. I sensed it. And as I'm now sitting in this space, March 3rd at 4:54 a.m., and the opportunities that have come, weekend doing and cleansing and hitting up the spa and all. God is just proving I can do this, proving that now is the time for the ministry to grow. I'm no longer, I will always be in a student space, but I'm a naive student anymore that feels like I need someone else's understanding or teaching or guidance. I am divinely guided. God, the ancestors, and the universe is my mentor. And I am a humble student, continually grateful for how they always show up, how things could have been one way and it didn't turn out that way because of their protection and because of my obedience and staying in alignment. Whether people feel like it is boring to always be in alignment, or not to be in alignment, to always be a good person, or feel like you have to have no other, like I can't imagine evil. I've seen it. I can see it. I have seen it. It has happened in my family, at my doorstep. It has been brought. Evil has come very fucking close, but I understand my mission and I understand my weaponry and my tools. Train goes off in the back. Ashe. The only thing constant in life is change. And as we go through these transitional changes, we have the ability to flow with it instead of go against it. And that happens through awareness. So if I would give any tips on how to manage the transitions better, the 3 things that I was called to do. So these are recommendations from Spirit. I was just flowing in what they told me to do. I'm currently in a detox and like everything is draining. I went to one of the bath houses here in Houston, and it was an amazing experience. Lady, this Asian grandma scrubbed me up and down, got me silky smooth. And I'm like, what? Wrap me up. She wrapped me up in my towel, tied me tight, pushed my hair, and lifted my head up and looked me in my eyes like she was trying to tell me, you got this. And I was like, okay, I don't know what I was in a complete state of nirvana. I couldn't fight back if I wanted to. Okay, she scrubbed me. Tend to yourself. However that looks, get your self-care, elevate the self-care. My life is already a live ritualistically in terms of my spiritual hygiene is on point. But you also need to have physical massages, spa days, grounding sessions. Stay grounded and cleanse and keep your energy clean as much as possible throughout the transition. However that looks for you. If you are a journaler that needs to continue to dump and burn shit, dump and burn book. If you definitely plant yourself in the earth, you can, however you can. That would be my first tip. First tip is to tend to yourself. Don't feel like because all the things are happening at one time, sometimes it feels like you have to move really fast. You got to keep up with all the moving parts because shit is happening. I got to pivoting again. Slow down with yourself because that's the only way you're going to be able to see clearly what is happening around you. You're not in the pivot for you to pay. You don't need to be stuck on the pivot. Pivot and keep moving. There's another term. Pivot again and keep moving. And pivoting. That would, like I said, that'll be the second would be find a way to increase your awareness without being hypervigilant. Because as we expand our awareness, it is natural for us to become overly aware of things that really are not necessary. It's like when I used to have in an extreme state of panic, there is something that happens to our brain and that we know that fight or flight mode and where everything narrows into vision and it's almost like peripheral. You can see everything in one scope that becomes too much. You try to look at too much, right? And awareness is not just in what you see. In fact, you kind of gotta move with close the transition and you use your third eye to navigate what is happening, because then you'll see ultimately what is worth your time and what is not worth your time in that transition. And you don't want anything on the way to your next level of victory, your next level of prosperity. You don't want anything interfering, including not what's happening on the side of you. This is why we have our ancestors. Our ancestors are lined up. My ancestors stay on guard. And my archangels and my orishas, I am surrounded by a cloud of witnesses that got my back. So I don't need to stay looking on the side when all I need to do is stay focused on the path ahead and the assignment in front of me. So expand your awareness through sitting in meditation. There's a technique that I learned when I had panic attacks And at that time, therapy was trash. Therapists were trash. But I came across this one white man who had gave me the tool that started my learning experience studies of breath, how the breath works, and breath to brain to body, all of that. And he said, well, if you get into a panic, take a deep breath and hold it, and then slowly let it out, and watch everything start to calm down and start to settle down. And he was the person that taught me the in for 4, out for 4. That following year, I moved to Houston, and there was I always have like angels that just come drop and do what I need in the moment, and I never see them again. I'd be looking for sends me like earth angels a lot. And this lady was telling me, she taught me nostril breathing. And I would breathe in one nostril, out through another. That helps you become more internally, that expands your internal awareness, which increases your third eye's awareness of what is necessary. So try different breathing techniques to help with your expansion. It helps with the neurons and all of those things. So breath work I'm a big proponent of breathing. Breathe. Motherfuckers don't know how to breathe for real. And I get it. When you are in a stressful space, I felt like I was not breathing through that whole thing. Through that last year, it felt like it was like I was breath the whole time trying to just, you know what I'm saying? It get like that sometimes. God is good. Tip 3. In the transition, a good way to like keep track of how you're progressing, document the transition. What's happening? You don't share with anybody else, and you don't do it in this platform, because this is my own documentation of the things that I experienced, because I realized I don't document. I realized that throughout my life, pictures of me as a child, I have few. I don't have many. Not that there weren't pictures taken, but there are not many. And it's like, well, damn, I was here. I'm here. Document the shit. History is. And to say to the world that you were here and that you experienced that and you made it through this transition. Anybody sitting here at this moment, listening to this message, you made it through the transition. And if you are preparing to embark on another transition at the time of this message, you got this. It's nothing that is too hard for God's people. And I believe that my messages only reach God's people. So if you are, completing a transition, going into it, still in the transit, just know, keep yourself grounded, keep yourself cleansed, your spiritual baths, keep your spiritual, physical hygiene top tier, and trust God to send you everything you need. The people, the resources, the finances, all of it will just come. I promise you. I was a worrier at one point. I was like, God, how this shit gonna happen? How we about to do this? And every time. The other day, somebody had said, "Oh, you like literally just getting our yoga, and like we're literally just getting started." And I knew this was going to be like the perfect or whatever, and I was like, "Ashe, I think I done got good with God's time, man." And I'm grateful for that. That I'm not on nobody's time to be anywhere but God's. That's how connected I am, and I enjoy being. Stay grounded, stay rooted in your godliness, stay rooted in your sovereignty, and know that you have the ability to step into total and complete sovereignty from whatever weighs you down, whatever has you shackled does not need to stay on you. It's like the devil's card. You could slip out that noose. You could slip them chains right off. The devil is not always external, but internal, so to speak. So before we close, I just want to sit and get grounded again. There's always more work to do, and I understand that. I understand that we are all a work in progress at whatever part of the process we are in. So I want us to sit in an energy of just being okay with where we are in the process. Take a deep breath. Nothing is more important than you now. I want you to use your mind's eye and turn it internally and survey your internal land from the crown of your head down your forehead. Inhale around your eyes. How does that feel? Take a deep breath and survey the energy around your ears, to your throat, to the heart. And let's sit here for a minute with our hearts. Deep breath. What is your heart saying to you right now? What does it need to get through this transition? What does it need to accept, to release? Inhale, feel the breath into your heart chakra. Let it circulate there, light growing within you. And exhale all the negative, extra, unnecessary bullshit. Deep sigh. We move from the heart down to our solar plexus, our gut. How does it feel? What is your intuition saying to you right now? Where are we going with this transit? Do we move through this transit? Breathe deep into your belly. Deep, 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 deep. Feel yourself. Use your hands as wand of light, giving love through your hands to your intuitive space, the second brain, as they say, or as it is, really. Deep inhale down to our sacral chakra, our space of creativity, our reproductive system, wombs for our ladies, genitals for our men. Rub in that area, give love and light to that space. Inhale deep. See the light expanding throughout, down your legs, through the root chakra, through the earth, and out of the body. Anything, press anything. Let's take a deep, deep inhale. And on this, push, 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 push all the air out of our bodies, out, down through the toes, and wring out all the extra, excess bullshit. And breathe in fresh energy. You got this. You were made for this. Ain't nothing gonna stop you in this. You deserve this. Kendrick got me convinced I deserve it all. And so do you. May your days be filled with love and abundance. May you build a connection with your ancestors so strong that can't nothing play with you, can't nothing touch you. May you increase the God within so that you can comprehend the God around and without. And may all your desires, your immediate desires, and you're met with love and light. I am Cleo Hart. Till we meet again. Peace.